So what about now? I'm curious. So there are people who have found a way to make it work. In every level of brokenness, there are people who they figured it out, you know, they are making it work. So you have your typical man that is providing, a woman who is reliant, and for them, they are happy. So what would you say about them?
No, there's no happiness. You know,
what is happiness now? If they say they are content.
If one thing I always say from our Pathworkers mission.
Yes.
When I wrote the book Return to the Center, the God Within.
Okay.
I knew that when your happiness starts depending on people or material, it will crumble at some point.
What if it's in the unity and the relationship and the oneness? For example, in the Christian concept of marriage, I'm going to use that one because that's the one I'm familiar with, where the two become one. So in that sense that I have my role to play, I will stay home and take care of the children, I will cook, I will wash the dishes, and you will provide all the financial needs because I'm not making money in the house. I don't have a business. My business is our family. My business is our household. My business is the children. My business is the cleanliness and the health of everyone in this house. And your business is to go out there, be industrious, make money. So do you mean to say that now that cannot be happy, or there's no balance, or, you know, that's not it? It doesn't work for anyone.
There's this memes people use. Where they say you choose your hard.
Yes.
Yeah, choose your hard. Choose your difficulty.
Yes.
So there are people who have chosen their difficulties or chosen their hard.
Okay.
Like there are people, you remember in the Bible, the Israelites were in bondage for 400 years.
Yeah,
and they had no option.
Yeah.
Because the people who are putting them in bondage, they were powerful. So sometimes you can have a powerful person, maybe who doesn't want you to work or do anything, just take care of the kids. It's okay. It's okay for that time. But I know with time there is something you want. But now, because you don't have the power, you decide to choose your hard and say, let me just stay so long as I'm provided for. But deep within, you know, there's something you can do. Most people, like 80% or 90% of people, cannot just stay like that in the house. Like staying for 50 years in the house. No.
Okay.
There's something you'd want to do.
Okay.
At some point.
Yes.
And
what if you're allowed to? What if even finances for you to start that business or
That's fine.
Then that's okay.
That's okay.
As long as you can step out of it when you're ready.
All women should step out.
Okay.
All women.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's not fair for you to just stay home. Look for Angale scenario, like you have taken care of all your kids.
Okay, they
are
grown
now
up.
in secondary school, in the university.
Okay.
What will you be doing in that house?
What if there's a farm and you're managing the farm?
There must be something you're doing.
So that's okay.
As
long as you're not just sitting in the house.
Don't sit there and say you are
you're a homemaker.
What they call what? Housewife.
A stay-at-home mom, housewife,
homemaker. Yeah, don't allow such things that you are so idle.
Okay, so as long as you're doing something, so it's okay if you're taking care of your children, it's okay.
Yes.
But when your children are grown up, now you need to move on to something productive.
Yeah, go to the farm, do something that impacts the world and your family.
Okay.
Because you are not there in this world just to take care of your kids.
Yes.
Because they will grow up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you should be, everyone has the capability of doing something. Yeah. So to overcome this society's programming, it is important to know your potential.
Okay.
Or what is your vision? Check what is your vision, what is your dreams. Yeah, work on them. Yeah, if someone is inhibiting your dreams,
yes,
you should try to explain to them like what you need and insist.
Right.
Yeah.
Explain and insist.
Insist for. Don't be aggressive about it.
Okay.
Or,
you
just insist on it.
Yes, you don't need to be
persist on it.
To be combative.
Yeah, until it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Because we have the potential. Everyone has the potential to do something.
Yes, to be productive.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So it's okay for somebody to be a stay-at-home mom and wife.
For some, no,
but
for some time.
Let it be clear what you're doing.
Yeah.
While you're doing
I'll stay
that.
at home maybe for 5 years as we are taking care of this small kid. Then I'll do something. We'll get another kid. I stay at home for 2 years. I continue doing my things.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
don't just stay at home.
Yes.
Yeah, because
don't wait
I've-
for life to happen to you.
Yeah, if you study in the evolution, you will see that most people who have given their life to someone, they will lose that person. Yeah,
Could you explain that?
like you see, if you put your life, you live your life to someone,
Yes.
like to take care of your life fully,
Yes.
and makes you very comfortable,
Right.
you will lose that person because this person is hindering your evolution, your growth. Yes. This person will be removed in either way,
Yeah.
either by death, either by divorce, or by any means.
Yeah.
So you better grow up
Because
before.
it's not healthy. So somebody ataboeka tu na wewe.
You know, everything is growing right now.
Yes.
The earth is growing. Everyone is evolving. There is no space where you are going to relax and say you are not going to take responsibility of your life. So you better take responsibility of your life as you build your self-reliance, do what you are supposed to do, maximize your potential,
Yes.
but don't put your life into someone's hands.
Yes.
Yes.
So be in the driving seat.
It is against the law of nature,
Okay.
the universal laws,
Yes.
to put your life on someone's hands, unless you are putting on God's hands.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Tuachie tu Mungu hiyo kazi.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay.
Yeah, when you are relying on someone fully and you are doing nothing, you are calling for removal of that person from your life. Yeah.
No, I hear
Yeah,
you.
it's not a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen how good people are removed
Yes.
because they are hindering people's growth.
Yes.
Yes.
I hear that. Now I have a question for you. Why do you say that gender is not a disability? What does that mean?
First thing, we know disabilities.
Yes.
A disability is where you are deformed from. You are not full. You are not whole.
You're hindered. There's something about your physical body or
let's say when you are a human being, you have 5 common sense. Okay, 5 common sense. They are working. You have legs. You have hands. You have a good body. You are not sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's at the base level. You are okay. You are a normal human being without any deformation.
Yes.
No defect. So there is no defect. So we only have that you are a man or a woman. So here, gender is not a disability because where a gender is just, let's say, is a manifestation of either a masculine principle or a feminine principle. You know, a person has 2 principles inside, energies.
Yeah.
Feminine and masculine.
Yes.
But in this incarnation, we say it incarnation. You remember?
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, in this incarnation, God has decided you will manifest
Right.
as a woman.
Yes.
The feminine principle.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you will manifest as a man.
Yes.
Or, yeah, in this life.
Yeah.
So everyone has the 2 energies inside. But now God has decided that on
Which
the
one
outside,
will be dominant?
yeah, this one will be dominant.
Yeah.
So gender will not be a disability because we are all equal.
Yeah.
According to the species philosophy.
Yeah.
That says we are
The
one
same
material.
Yeah.
The same energy, the same consciousness. The only thing that changes is the manifestation. Like in this life you will manifest this, another life you will manifest this, depending on that, in that evolutionary scale of life. So gender cannot be a disability for anyone. Don't say, I'm a man, I cannot do this.
Okay.
I'm a woman, I cannot do this.
Okay.
No, we can do all.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for people to stop fighting their genders.
Yeah.
To stop feeling.
First thing, we should stop this thing of gender activism.
Okay.
Yeah, because gender is not a disability.
Okay.
That's That's the main point. Gender is not a disability.
So what do you understand, in your understanding, what is gender activism, so that we can now unpack?
Okay, gender activism is these campaigns for one gender. Like
Okay.
campaigns for women, campaigns for men. I'm seeing now we have come from women campaigns to men.
Yeah, they both exist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right now
there
there
was
is
a
men.
trend. Yes.
There is one for men coming up.
Yes, it's coming
so
up.
fast.
True.
Yeah, campaigns for men.
Yes.
Masculinity, whatever.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we were on the women for the last 10 years. Now we have come to men. So activism is that act of campaigning for a certain gender, that this gender should be doing this, they should act in a certain way, or they should get this. But it was good when we were doing the women campaigns, because at that time I think men were so rigid that they wanted to suppress women at that time. So that campaign was there. But now, since things have stabilized, or it has balanced, we don't need gender activism anymore.
Has it balanced?
Yeah, right now we have
What do you call a balance?
a balance is,
Yeah.
right now we have many women accessing all the sectors.
Many, or is it
Many.
Do they have the same access? Many might be a good number, but if we're to look at this is something we always say here on Shivazations, when we want to talk about why, for example, do we have a show called Shivazations?
Yes.
Why do we think it's necessary?
Yes.
So I normally give this example, and I think it makes a lot of sense in my mind, that I am here, I was able to be educated, I have a journalism or communications degree, and my parents are from certain villages. So there's those girls that we graduated with, and those that were in other degrees. So those in my class, doing the same course, and then those in other courses, there were many.
Yes.
But now the most interesting thing is that for every one girl that graduated, there's 10 in the village who never even went to school because they are girls. So there's us that are privileged, and we are becoming many in the public eye. But now still in the scale of the world, or in the scale of Kenya.
Grassroots.
Yes, and the scale of Kenya too. Hapa tu naingia pale Gashie, utaenda kule Makongeni, Thika town, and then you realize women who really genuinely, you hear their stories, they were not allowed to go to school, they had to stay home and take care of children while they are older brothers. So you realize that maybe it's not as balanced as we like to see. It's just that we are seeing more women in these spaces. So that's why I ask you that question. Is it balanced?
I think
really?
that you see the solution to this.
Yes.
I gave it in the book Feminine Woman.
Okay.
That the solution to gender problems
Yes.
is to do value activism.
Okay, and what is that?
If we push for value activism,
Right.
that number one, according to the species philosophy, that we are one material and we have equal access, that everyone has the potential. We will be able to equalize the gender problem. That let us look at the value of each person.
Yeah.
That you are a human being.
Yes.
Okay, what can you do for us?
Yes. Irregardless of your gender.
Yeah, we don't care who are you. Are you a woman or a man? It doesn't matter.
So that's you, Collins. Society cares. Society is still checking.
It is that programming we are talking about.
And in this programming, then it still becomes necessary to advocate within the lines of gender, because that's the society we are in. It's unfortunate, because I understand what you're saying, but now it's like, expectations versus reality, because what you're describing is such a beautiful ideal. But saa ukienda hapa mashinani tu kidogo, you just drive a few kilometers, you realize that what you're saying does not make sense to somebody's father. They have 2 sons and 3 daughters, and there's only school fees for 2 children. That father will not check the value of the daughters and the sons. That father will check, this is a son, the son is valuable, the daughter not so much because she's going to leave. And that's how society is still measuring, and that's why I think in this society those things are still valid. But moving forward, if society was to change and take up this principles, I think then what you're saying would be 100% true. But I beg to differ to say that I think it's still necessary, because society has not gotten away from the programming. We have not. We are so far.
You know, it is our work as activists.
Okay.
Yeah.
To
It is
bring value
me
activism.
and you.
Yes.
To bring that idea.
To create that awareness.
Yes.
How
that
can we do
you,
that?
You see, you educate the. Don't worry about the past.
Okay.
That one, the condition has already, even to you,
yes.
it has already happened to you.
True.
Yeah. We look at the next parents that will come.
Yes. What
like
can we do now?
People who are now 18 years.
Yes.
They are not married yet.
Yes.
If we educate these people
yes.
and tell them, let us look at the value of each person. If we educate them, they will become better parents. They will come and say, okay, let us look at the value of our kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But this one that has already happened, that one you do grassroots activism.
Yes.
Slowly changing the narrative there at the grassroots.
I hear that.
But we are looking at the future.
Right.
Because we are evolving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
let bygones be bygones.
I know every system has a process of transition.
True.
Yeah. Every society, we have the programming.
Yeah.
But now we can reprogram the next society.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want a better life or a better future, we need to reprogram the next society.
Yeah.
By doing the activism on value.
On value activism as opposed to
you know, the problem
activism.
with gender activism is this. When we do the gender activism for women, the next time we will start now doing gender activism for men.
So we're not moving at the same pace.
We will be going in a
back and forth.
Vicious circle. You know vicious circle?
Yes, a vicious circle.
A vicious circle is something. You come from this problem and then you enter to another.
You continue coming
the opposite
back to
problem.
The same. Yeah, you do the work here and then this work comes and undoes this one. So it's almost like a competition.
Yes.
No, that makes sense because I do see that acting out, which is why I'm not a radical feminist.
Yes.
Because I understand that there's no point of when I say radical, I mean the ones who say men should be castrated. There's a lot that's said out here and I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I just choose to go about it differently because there's no value for me to fight men whatsoever. It would work against me.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying, that we are building and this other movement is undoing, and
we come back
building,
again.
We are undoing.
Yeah, we come back again to the same thing.
To the beginning.
Yeah.
And we
so
never get
if you are doing activism on, let's say for women. Yeah, you can go as you always choose a sector where to do your activism. You say maybe I will activate for women.
Right.
But when you are there, don't talk about women alone.
Yes.
Value.
Yes. Have conversations with Collins.
Yes. Let's talk about value.
Yes.
You can be a woman in where there are 3 men.
Right.
But if you don't have value, let's not put you there.
Yes.
Because you will bring another problem.
So you have a problem. Do you have a problem with the 2/3 gender rule?
A lot, actually.
Tell us about that. Please share.
Yeah. I think last year or when? Yeah. Last year, I think I was in a certain show.
Right.
Yeah, a very big show.
Okay.
Where they were talking about the 2/3 gender rule.
Yes.
Like now we need to dismantle the parliament.
Okay.
Because we don't have the 2/3 gender rule.
Yes.
Yeah. And I deferred with them that we don't need this thing.
Okay.
Actually, it was very wrong for the constitution to put something like that in this stage that we are in this modernity that we have, that we need 2/3 gender rule for women. We can put 2/3 of women that are doing nothing, they have no value.
Yeah.
And what will happen is we will have women, but now what is the value to the nation? What value?
So now what solution would you give in that space when it comes to representation? Again, understanding that there are systems that have very intentionally kept women out without being pretentious about it. This traditional gender role systems, that we are coming from, very traditional, very discriminative. So that was a solution that seemed to be acceptable, So what would you have as a solution to that, seeing that it was about women can barely get there in the first place? So let's just create a space where only women should vie. Of course, based on other than gender, merit now has to be
value. The value they bring to the table.
So would you have Parliament would have continued without mandatory representation
I think
of women?
if we want a progressive nation, anything, if you want anything, either relationship, let's look at the value.
Okay.
Yeah, because we are not here to just represent or have people sitting in places.
Yes.
We are here to grow a certain society or
Yeah.
to grow a certain system.
Yeah.
Or to see value on the ground.
Do the men in Parliament give the value that we want to see? Because I think we are and I get very frustrated. Let me just say this as a disclaimer. I get very frustrated with the women in Parliament. Extremely frustrated. However, I think we are extra hard on these women. I know it's because we have advocated for them more, so there is a spotlight.
Yeah.
But are they not just a fair representation of how terrible society is? Because the men in Parliament have not done better. In fact, they have done worse. It's just that now we notice the women a lot because tuliwatetea.
I think you see, in evolution of man, you will see that a society is a sum total of the people in that society.
True.
If you put a leader somewhere like ukichagua president,
yes,
that person is a fair
representation
mirror
of our society. That is sad, but true. I was telling our producer as we were sharing about Ngugi wa Thiong'o hapa, both of this Daily Nation, front page hapo utaingia uone page zenye wanaongelelea mzee Ngugi wa Thiong'o, as well as the Standard. And something that stood out to me is that when he came back to Kenya in 2004, they raped his wife.
Who?
Yeah. Ngugi wa Thiong'o, Njeri,
yes.
They raped his wife. You know how our country treats freedom fighters and activists.
All right, I understand.
And I was asking, is it really the politicians who are broken, or is it just Kenya? Because Kenyans,
the society is broken.
How do we treat anyone, our celebrities, our artists?
From the ground.
So, because we think the politicians are the ones who are broken. And I was asking her, so where do they come from? Are they being exported? Are they from Europe? Are they from America?
It's the programming there.
So society is broken.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. We need to overcome the programming.
Yeah.
Because the programming is up to the standard of the society itself.
True.
You cannot go beyond that standard.
How much has been accepted?
You as a person, you can come out of it.
Yeah.
You can live different in a program society.
You have to become a rebel. It's hard work. It's not easy.
Not rebel.
It's easy.
You have to become exceptional. Like you have a different mindset.
Right.
Yes.
Which society would see as a rebel?
Yeah, they will fight.
Ngugi wa Thiong'o was
they will
a rebel.
fight you.
Imagine Wangari Maathai was a rebel.
Yes.
Nelson Mandela was a rebel. In fact, all freedom fighters by their nations were considered rebels.
Yeah, because your ideals are different from
they're opposing
the
powers that be, the status quo.
Yeah, or the minds of many.
I hear that.
Yeah, the mindset in that society.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think if we look at our leaders, they are just a mirror of our society. Don't worry about what they do.
Yeah.
They do that because that is how they were brought up in this society.
Isn't that scary to see that Kenyans, that is what we raise. Whenever we see somebody with power, that is what we are doing. Currently, right now, mimi kama common mwananchi, wewe kama common mwananchi, the people...
That's what we are doing on the ground.
That's what we are doing. Do you think that we're ready to accept that as a nation?
Accept what?
To accept that we are raising... we are the problem and not just the politicians.
If you are a responsible person, you will accept the responsibility in all aspects. Like, if you are going through something, you cannot blame something else.
Yeah.
You have to come back to you.
Yeah.
Because everything happens within your consciousness.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, if a society is behaving in a certain way, it is the consciousness of that society.
It is a collective conscience.
Yeah, collective.
Then I think we have become unconscious. I think our conscience has become dulled as a nation because we are very delusional about where these bad people come from.
It is the program.
We produce them.
Our program is producing bad people.
Yes.
And then now we blame the people.
Yes.
Yet, they grew with us.
And we allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually allow it.
So corruption, whatever they do, it's because of the society.
Yes, and
Yeah.
right, how many people did I go to school with who said they want to become parliamentarians so that they can
Get
become rich?
Yeah, just that.
That is a common kama ni mimi pia mimi ningeiba.
Oh,
How
yeah.
many times have you had somebody
So you
say,
see, the problem is not the politician now.
it is our mindset.
Yeah, even you, when you go there,
You will do the
behave
same. So it's just a matter of time.
It is the program.
Yes.
Unless someone goes there having a different mindset.
Yeah.
Like you see the way Matiang'i used to handle things.
Yes.
That was a different mindset.
Very different.
Yeah, coming out of the program.
Yes.
Like opposing the program.
Yes.
That's we want people like that. Like they oppose the society's programming.
Yes.
They do things differently. Either anyone wants it or
Yes.
not. We have to do it this way.